Welcome world! If you're here, you read my title, World's Best Cinnamon Scrolls. Large claim, I know, but once you've had these, you'll never go back. So what you're gonna need for your dough is 3/4 cups of warm milk, 2 1/4 teaspoon of quick rise active yeast, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1 egg plus an egg yolk, 1/4 cup of melted butter, 3 cups of, as Australians call it, plain flour, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. I didn't put the salt here because I have it in a grinder. Weird hand movements. I am lucky enough to have a mixer. If you do not have a mixer, you can do this with a wooden spoon and a bowl. It is dealer's choice. You begin by putting your warm milk. Make sure it's not hot, because if it's too hot, it will kill the yeast. Then the yeast. Easy as that. Now you're gonna have to wait until the yeast starts activating a little bit more. I generally wait probably a minute before I start putting the rest of the ingredients in. Now, after waiting a while, you can add the white sugar, the eggs that I've mixed up previously, and the butter. I would wait a bit before you put the salt in, because once you put the salt in, it can harm the yeast. So I like letting the yeast have a little bit of time to feed. So I've added the salt to the flour and mixed it in so it's less hot on the yeast. And now you want to start slowly mixing in your flour. I'm not turning on the machine yet, I'm just adding a little bit in for now. And then once the machine's on, you'll add it slowly until it's all incorporated. Now let me come down to you. I've already pre-prepped a bowl and put the dough into it. This will need to sit in there for about an hour and a half, depending how warm your house is. It needs to double in size. Don't use it until it's doubled in size, because then it gets a little bit murky waters. It will work, but it won't be as nice and as fluffy as you would want it to be. Now this is where I differ from a lot of the strawberry cinnamon scrolls out there. I use freeze-dried strawberries as well. They have an extra pungent flavour. Half of this will be on top of them as a dusting, and half of it will be in the filling, and I'll just add this extra, I was going to say umami, but that's completely wrong, but an extra depth to the flavour. Now with the filling, you need about 125 grams to 150 grams of butter. It can be salted, can be unsalted, it really depends. I prefer salted, a lot of people don't, a lot of people will judge me on that, but I prefer salted. You also need 1/3 cup of jam, any jam you like, because no, beggars can't be choosers. The cinnamon and strawberry freeze-dried mix. It looks a bit funky right now, but it'll be fine when it's mixed in there. I'm also adding about 1/2 cup of frozen strawberries. I will cut these up, and they'll be smaller. Only add these in once you've finished adding everything else. Otherwise, this will get really weird, really fast. Now, unsurprisingly, boom, it's doubled in size. It smells quite nice. Clean bench, you're going to have to use very liberally some flour, because it will get stuck if you're not careful. I know this seems unnecessary, but it's been stuck to the bench before. Perfect. It's got nice little ridges in it. With a clean rolling pin, or in my case, my ghetto ass rolling pin, add some flour to it as well. And you're going to want to roll it out until the gluten won't let you roll it out anymore. That might take a while. It depends how small you want to get it. It's realistically only an inch thick at most. Now once that's on, you're going to get your filling and push it out as much as possible. My feeling, it doesn't go on exactly like normal cinnamon scroll, but that's fine. It's, as I said, better than normal cinnamon scroll. After putting a bit of freeze-dried strawberry as a bit of a topping, you're going to want to get the side of the cinnamon scroll and start rolling it as tightly as you can, and not too tight that you're mushing it, but just tight enough that you end up with a couple of different layers. You want to cut the ends off so it's a better cut. Now I'm not doing them as big as what I would usually do because I'm making these for a party. But you want like nice little circles. So hopefully that hyperlapse worked, otherwise I just wasted 35 minutes recording absolutely nothing. Otherwise, we are at the point where these are now like puffed up enough that it can go in the oven. Okay, so they're well and truly ready. And they smell amazing. So I'm a little bit like, do I want to eat them while they're scalding hot? Yes. Do I want to put the icing topping on? Yes. So I have to wait a little bit. Let's put this down. Oh, they look absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to put on the icing sugar. I'll just add a next level to it. Now these have cooled down a little bit. They're still quite hot. I can put on, I've got this, my amazing strawberry, freeze-dried strawberry and icing sugar and a little bit of cinnamon if you want more cinnamon flavor in this. You don't have to get this. You don't want to put too much in one spot like I just did. It just adds a whole another layer. And they are done.